Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Fiction, again. Um, so this is going to be the second tutorial in the Simple Signature tutorial series, which I guess I'm going to do. I mean, I wasn't really going to do a series, but um, the first one went pretty well. All right, cool. So this is what we're going to be making today. Yesterday we had this one, which we made the background using the liquify tool, just really simple stuff. So today we're going to use the Smudge tool, which, get excited. I know. Shit's about to be popping. Alrighty, so go ahead and create your new file, or your new project, I mean. Eventually. There we go. And make it 450 by 200, just like the last one. This one's going to be a little bit faster. I mean, like, I went through every single little thing last video, and it was 23 minutes long, I think. So, I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit, less basic. I mean, you should, if you watch the tutorial, you should have at least some sort of knowledge of where the basic tools are for now. I think the next video is actually going to be a tutorial on like how to download Photoshop, because I think a lot of people, well, I think there's quite a few people who don't have Photoshop yet and are interested in getting it. So I'll probably do a video on how to do that. Alright, so what we're going to do first of all is the easiest way. We're going to use the same Spider-Man render that we used for the tutorial yesterday. So what we're going to do is, if you have this one still, I mean, hopefully you saved it as a PSD. I know I didn't cover that, but you always want to save it as a PSD and a PNG, and I'll show you how to save it at the end of this video. Okay, so I already made a copy of the render, but I'll just delete it for now. So you're going to find where your render was, and then hit Control J on that, and that'll make a copy. Grab your Move tool, and just click where the render is. It's not going to show you anything, but you'll definitely have it. Bring it over here. Now place it where you want it. So that looks pretty good. We'll move it a little bit. There we go, to the right. Alright, so now don't forget to name your stuff. We'll name that render. And then it's the same concept as yesterday. You're just going to make copies of your render and fill up the entire canvas. And like I said yesterday, by doing this, using your render to make the background, it kind of, it makes it to where you don't have to work really hard and try to figure out like where everything's at and blah blah blah, and like try to get all the colors right yourself. You can just not even have to worry about it. Alright, so I just noticed that I named it Render, so we'll fix that. Okay, so same concept as yesterday. Move the render layer, the original, to the top so that it's sticking out. Now click on your copy and then hold shift and click on your last copy. Right click, merge layers, and now grab your Smudge tool. That's not it. There it is. Smudge tool. We're gonna have the size set to 20 for this, and the strength set to 90. The mode is on normal, and we're doing this with the soft opacity pressure brush thing or whatever. Now what you're going to want to do, you just want to make small diagonal lines across the entire background. So your entire background is going to look like this. So I might edit this part out just so you guys, don't have to sit here and watch 5 minutes of me freaking smudging something. So I guess I'll just see you guys whenever I finish this. And we're back. Okay, so your background should look a little something like this. You know, everything's smudged and it looks kind of, you know, almost like oil paint, I guess you could say. So now what you're going to want to do is make a new layer under the render and over your background. We'll name this BG. And then we'll name this blue. Okay, so grab your brush tool. Oh, I have a brush from earlier. Okay, soft opacity pressure brush thing. Stop it. Size 90, sure, that'll work. Okay, now click on this box down here, and we're gonna select a color using this eyedropper. We'll just select that blue, you know, just off of his leg, because it's always just easier, like I said, to just use colors from the actual render itself. Okay, so now just kind of brush and give him like a kind of a glow, you know, you see what I'm doing here. Okay, so once you do that, then go back and grab your smudge tool again, size 20, mode normal, strength 90, and now smudge this as well in the same diagonal line pattern that we used for the original background smudge. So I'll see you guys whenever I finish this. And we're back again. Okay, so this is what it should kind of look like. You know, you just got it smudged in the same sort of diagonal line style. So hit Control J on that layer, create a new copy, change it to soft light, and now we've got a nice dark shadowy blue kind of thing going on here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our let me see. Alright, we're going to add our shadows, of course. Alright, so go back to your brush tool. Size like, you know, 125 will work again. Hit this button right here, this little arrow thing. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter since we're probably not going to be using that blue again. Or you can just hit X to change the color. Click on black. And again, just shadow everything besides the focal point. Set your opacity down. Whoops, hold on. Okay, so don't do what I just did, like a retard. Make a new layer on top of everything, and then shadow everything aside from the focal point. Okay, then lower the opacity. Let's see what I did on this one. 28, 28, 10. Okay. So, just, you know, make sure everything's nice and shadowed. Put it to, you know, around 28. Control J. Put the opacity, the blending mode on soft light. So now we got that. We're good. We're golden there. Create a new layer and do some more shadows on the edges and maybe around the bottom a little bit. Change the opacity down to about 10. About 10 will do good for this. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to use the same resources. It's the same resources we used yesterday. I'm probably going to do a few with these resources just to get everything, you know, just so that you guys are familiar with the resources already and you already have them, hopefully. So you don't have to worry about like filling your files with resources and stuff for now. Okay, so we just open our Orange Galaxy stock, and then we use our move tool to drag it back over into here. Go ahead and put it on screen. Rename it Sparkles. Everybody loves sparkles. See what the opacity, 16 and 41. Okay, so lower the opacity on this to 16, around 16, whatever. Hit Control J, change the blending mode to soft light, And of course, I already forgot what the spark. Okay, 41%. Sorry. Okay, so 41% opacity. That looks pretty good. If you want to, you can take the eraser tool, change the opacity down a good bit, about 15 or so, about a size 60 brush, and just shift and select both of these, or you can control click. Oh, no, you can't. Never mind. Hold on. Nope. Okay, so whatever. I'm just going to kind of get rid of some of these sparkles on his leg. Alright, so now that's done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our shadows and our sharpening. So create a new layer, image, apply image. Okay, then filter, sharpen, sharpen. Nice, looking good. Create a new layer, image, apply image, and then we're going to grab our burn tool, about 125 size, exposure 23, shadows, and just kind of burn around the edges. I'm actually going to burn a good bit more than we did yesterday, just to more so highlight the focal point. So then let's grab our sharpen tool and we'll sharpen, all this that's again kind of at, closer to us. And grab our blur tool and we'll blur everything that's in the background. On this one, try to blur it more than you did with the other one. I mean, I would have went in depth with it a little more yesterday, but this one's a little less basic, like I said. So now that looks pretty good. You can tell that it's blurred there and that it's sharpened here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our light source. So grab your brush tool, put the size to about 200. Grab this white, create a new layer. Don't forget, I always forget sometimes. Hit it about right there. Change the opacity down to, what did I say, 21? I think it was 21. That looks pretty good. It looks right. It's 26. Whatever. We'll change it to 26-ish. Now, Control J, soft light. Looks pretty good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our text. Why not? So go over here, grab your text tool. It's the same font as yesterday, FireEye GF3. I think I used 12-point font again. Spider-Man Smudge. We'll call it Spidey Smudge. Actually, for this one, let's just call it Spider-Man again. So then take your text and move it, kind of wherever. Not wherever, but okay. Create a new layer. Pencil tool, size 1 pixel. Hold shift whenever you make the line, and then just make a nice line. So that looks pretty good. So I think the next step and the final step, is just making the borders, because again, borders look pretty decent with this one. So grab your rectangle marquee tool, create a new layer, make a little border, fill, black, okay. Right click, deselect, Control J, grab your move tool, bring her down. That looks pretty good. That's pretty much it. It's a basic Spider-Man using the same resources we used yesterday to just smudge the background, and If we bring it next to this other one we did, we can look at the difference. So there was the liquefy, which, like I said, looks pretty good. And it's just really simple to do. And then here's the smudge, which, I mean, you can get into a lot of different smudge techniques. The next one I do using these same resources is probably going to be another smudge with a different technique. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and be sure to post your, like, I'd really love to see, what you guys are doing, as far as, like, how you're improving, or if you're able to do these tutorials. I mean, they're pretty simple, but for you guys who are new to graphics, these might be a little, you might feel like some of this stuff's over your head, but I promise you will get it with time. So thank you guys for watching. See you later.